Hello and welcome to the meeting room out of office at the meeting show. Now, I'm here with Women in Exhibitions, Gourlay and Laura Tythcott, and we're going to talk now about Women in Exhibitions' new venturing program. Is that right? So, Caroline, why did Women in Exhibitions set up a mentoring program, and what gap was it filling?
I think right at the beginning, so I'll go back a few steps first.
Yes.
So Women in Exhibitions was set up in Maastricht initially, just kind of the end of the lockdowns and pandemic. And it was trying to address an issue around empowering and inspiring the next generation of female leaders in our industry. And there are now chapters all over Europe and in North America as well. The UK chapter is the largest of all the chapters, primarily because the vast majority of global exhibition organisers happen to be headquartered in London. So we definitely take advantage of that. But if we have 50 corporate members in the UK, and that represents all the major venues, all the major organisers, and a lot of suppliers into the industry as well. And as the UK chapter grew, we thought about offering a suite of different solutions and different opportunities for our members. And one of the things that was really in demand was some level of mentoring program. So if I'd had that opportunity 20 years ago when I started out in my career, who knows what might have happened.
Yeah.
But there were some female role models in the industry, but not many at all. And we've been really lucky to attract a really significant number of senior leaders from across the industry. I think we have around 60. And they offer their time freely. And it's one of the most in-demand benefits that we offer.
So what was the gap that the mentor program was filling then? And do you think it was something that was needed? Is that what prompted the program?
Yeah, quite definitely. One thing that we're very conscious of is that we need to offer things that are useful to our members. We don't just want to be a membership organisation which doesn't give anything to those people who are involved. And the mentorship scheme is really the most important thing that we do, really. We do a lot of networking events and that helps, but certainly from a mentorship perspective and also as well from us being able to guide people in terms of where the next steps in their career might be, it's been extremely beneficial.
I bet it is. Now, I just wanted to find out a little bit about how the program works. Caroline, can you tell me about that?
So all of our members have a slightly different level of membership based on the size of the business. So if you're an informer, for example, you've got thousands of staff, you will pay that top band of membership. For that, you get 3 mentee places every 6 months. Smaller organisations with fewer staff might get 1 to 2. So it's we kind of try to even it out a bit. And businesses largely decide who those mentees would be based on their personal development programs, whatever they have internally in their businesses. So there's a form that they complete, and they just have to give a short outline of what it is that they're looking to learn and achieve and what their objectives might be. And then we have a couple of our board members who then look at that and try and matchmake with our bank of mentors who might be a good fit. And often the mentees are then presented with 2, possibly 3 different options, and they might know who they are, they might not, and kind of have a short bio so they can see what their experience might be, what their background is, and whether they think that might be a good fit for them. And then we make the introduction and off they go.
Fantastic. Laura, who's able to participate in the program?
It is something that we offer to the members. So, but membership is open to any organisation that works within the events and exhibition industry in the UK. So, absolutely, we're very, very open to new members coming on board and taking advantage of the mentee program straight away. So, literally, as soon as you join, then you are able to take advantage of that particular benefit. And it is a benefit. It really, some of the success stories that we've had, some of the feedback that we've had, it really has impacted people's careers in a positive way.
I was going to ask about the impact of the program. What impacts it had on individuals and businesses in the wider industry?
In terms of where we've seen the direct impact, we've had certain case studies, I guess you call them, of prior mentees saying that it's directly led
to them getting promotions or making career changes, depending upon what they've actually wanted to achieve out of the program. It's really had that positive impact on what they go on to do next. And oftentimes past mentees then become mentors, that it has actually had such a positive impact on everything they've done. So they're really, really happy and engaged about giving back themselves because they've taken so much from the program.
Fantastic. Caroline, I wanted to ask you about the impact. What impact have you seen from the program?
I've benefited from being a mentee and a mentor through it. And as a mentee, I very specifically wanted to understand more about mergers and acquisitions in our industry. In my role at Excel, that's really prevalent for my customers. Like, how does the process work? And I was matched with someone who is at the top of their game, shall we say, in that particular area of our industry. And it was just absolutely fascinating. And we built up a really fantastic rapport. And then on the flip side of that, I'm now in my third mentor program. And each one has been completely different in terms of what the mentee wanted to learn about and what they wanted to achieve. And I get so much out of that as well, because I feel like it's been wonderful for me. I've learned a lot about myself and my way of mentoring / leadership and communication styles as well, with different people who respond in different ways. It's been brilliant.
Fantastic. And just finally, I was wondering how you see this developing further. What would you like to see happen next with the program?
I think more of the same. Let's expand it. We have 60 mentors at the moment, which are predominantly quite senior leaders in the industry. We would really welcome more mentors to come on board, particularly at that middle management level and across all disciplines as well. One of the things I think is really important to demonstrate is that career paths are probably not linear. And if you, so for example, one of our board members, Rachel Swan, she's an accountant. She was an auditor, and she's now COO at DNG and current chair of the AEO as well. So she's gone through a very different path than coming through a commercial route, which is often the route that people assume that they get to the next level, event managers, event directors. And so demonstrating that there are different routes to take. And so we would welcome many more mentors across particularly HR, marketing and finance functions at the moment. So if there's anybody out there who feels that they could give something back and they've got something to share, please do get in touch. We would love to have you. The second part is reverse mentoring. So I think I've also learned a lot from my mentees in terms of it's a different landscape now. The workplace is a different landscape from when I started out and was more junior. So actually navigating that as a 20, 30 something compared to when I was that age is very different. So it's really useful for us older people to understand more what their challenges are and how things are changing.
Absolutely. And finally, Laura, are you excited about seeing how the program develops?
I mean, I think that the key thing to all of this is that we're offering a service that's needed, and we're offering a program that's needed. And we do constantly, we go out to all our members regularly and survey them and ask them what they want to see next. And consistently mentoring is top of that list. But we want to broaden it out a little bit as well and sort of look at that whole peer-to-peer mentoring as well. A lot of what we do from a networking perspective, you could say is that in just packaged in a different way. But we want to be a little bit more open about the need for building that confidence and people building their own networks. Because oftentimes when you come into any kind of organization, it takes a while to find your tribe. And we really, really want to make sure that Women in Exhibitions fulfills that need. And so when people do come to our networking events, they absolutely have got their group, they've got their tribe, they've got the people who really understand what they're going through. So it's that peer-to-peer elevation is one of the things that we're working on too.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully many more people will find their tribe with Women in Exhibitions. So thank you very much for joining me today, Laura and Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.